Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back into the channel. My name is Casper here. I just did a uranium recap on the miners in the US and Canada, TSX. You can see it right here. And yeah, again, long term looks fantastic. So I thought I would go straight into the down under Australia, only looking at miners in Australia really, and see where they are in time. Excuse me. Without any further ado, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Not financial advice. It's out of the way. Let's go straight into the business. 9-2E. Again, we can't seem to clear this one here. The internal golden trend line and the 30 weekly can't seem to clear it at the moment. Again, give it some time here and we should get above it at some point in time, which will be when we do it, we will go straight up here. Well, not straight up, but that's the path that we will go to. Having some shorter term resistance here at 0.45. Anyways, this one, in my view, is the early signs that we are taking out this channel, or at least going to the upside, and then we will go on further. So yeah, a bit of a pause here. Again, double resistance makes sense. Elevate, good old elevate. A fan of many. This one here, stunning. Again, stunning breakout right there. Nothing wrong with that. Again, this is a very extended move. I would assume, go away, that if you go to the daily, you can see here we are very overbought. Again, as long as the monthly and the weekly are in control, which we are right now, overbought on the daily doesn't really matter at all. It's just a very nice, strong uptrend. And yeah, you can see it here. Very strong uptrend right here. Again, I had that feeling that we're going to see some sort of pause before we go higher. Many of the charts are very extended, but again, it's a small sector, so it doesn't take much to really get this thing going once again, really. We are above that long-term support resistance at 0.46. Beautiful. 30 weekly coming up. Beautiful. Again, looking out like this. That's a very strong long-term chart. And the initial confirmation was in August, late August, upon that breakout, and the 30 weekly was taken out. Beautiful. Also beautiful. Again, I think I'll say the exact same as last time, really. I know we had a red day today, like, well, not big time red, but if we're down 2-3%, that's not a massive red day. It's just normal. That's the long term golden trend line, which is taken out. And look where we are in time. That bull flag here is broken. Really, there's nothing more to say to this chart, that as long as we are above that one here, then it's all fine in the hood. And the 30 weekly is coming up nicely here. Again, we could see pullbacks. Yes, that would be normal, totally fine. Again, right now you're in a pure long-term bull market for Paladin PDN, and pullback should be bought. Again, if you were to say, when should I buy? Again, not financial advice. This was the previous run up, so we can look at the pullbacks that we had. Okay, 30%. We had one there, 30, 36%. Here we had one at 30, and here we had one at 35. So you guessed it. One way to play this uptrend here could be, okay, I will add on any 25% dip, let's say it, or maybe 30 if you want to stretch it a bit. But previously on this big run up here, when everyone was happy, we still had 4 30% plus pullbacks. Again, you could and should, well, not should, but you could add this same movement to up here. So if we get a 30% pullback at some point in time, which we will, 100%, you could, if you want to play that strategy, add on those dips. Not financial advice. Again, you can see it here. The pullbacks on URNM, almost 50, 40, 45. Wow, Jesus. So we had 3 big pullbacks on the way up here on this massive, huge run up here. Again, a strategy right now for URNM is that if you see like a 30, 35, maybe even 40, if you want to play it like this one up here, you add to your position, really. Again, Oh, we didn't even talk about the chart. Anyways, Bannerman, let's not do the long term. We are in a long-term uptrend. There's no way around it. That was the major breakout. 30 weekly is coming up here. And yeah, weekly looks fantastic, getting into the overbought condition, which is very fine given the structure that we have had this massive squeeze. If you add a Bollinger Band to it, it will be very tight. So we get overbought like that after a breakout. And yeah, you can see on the monthly, nowhere near overbought at all. And we have just had two green candles after the breakout. A long way to go. Again, there needs to be some heavy damage done to the chart before I can say, oops, we are wrong. So yeah, that's it. Deep yellow, deep yellow. You can see here, I'm just trying to remove the lines from last time. Maybe I should have done that before. Long term, long term, long term, long term, long term. Very, very long term. Yes, it's long term. Golden trend line going back 20 years, more or less. And where are we now? We are playing with that big, big, big breakout here at roughly around one. Round number one makes sense, total sense. This one could go up very fast when we clear that one out here. Again, looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. OKR had a massive. You can see here on the daily. Started from the lows on Monday last week, then all the way up again, and now we're back in the falling wedge. Could be again a false breakout to the downside. And what usually happens if that is the case, you will see it start to grind up here, major retest. That's your buy. That is your buy. If that happens, let's leave it on to see. But again, it might be like a month or 2 or 3 out in the future. Again, we need to confirm the false breakout by having it to go all the way to the upside there. Still looking good. What also has been very strong is SLX, Silex. Major uptrend here. When most of the miners were down 50, 60%, it kept going up. We have broken that one here, and we are below the 30 weekly. Wait, excuse me, go away. We are below the 30 weekly right here. So again, short term, we have some downward momentum, and we have formed this one here, that blue bullish flag-ish, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm looking for a possible, this is the second low, and if we get that third, maybe. Again, the overall uranium market looks fantastic. And this has been very strong while everyone was very, very bad performance. So they should do very well when it resumes to the upside. H, alligator. Let's do like this. There it is. Nothing much to add, really. Major breakout here. Some internals. There you have a tighter squeeze on the lower time frames. Breakout, boom. So we have like, what's this? 1, 2, 3, maybe even starting on the fourth green candle for alligator. Look at this here on the. I will show you this on the daily. That's very, very strong, very stretched, and very much overbought. Again, nothing wrong with that, but you have caution that you maybe could buy it lower in the future. But again, long term, sit tight, be right. This is very beautiful, and the path right now of least resistance is to visit that high here at 0.115, give or take. That's the goal for this squeeze. That's the triangle high there, and that's where we will get the big pullback before we have another go at that resistance line right there. But beautiful again. You know, these breakouts has happened all over the uranium space, also both in Canada and US, and obviously also in Australia. So 2-year long consolidation seems to be over, and now it's probably higher highs and higher lows, which is the definition of an uptrend. Peninsula Energy again. Maybe not. A double bottom in play here. Again, you have the rising wedge here, and then we snap down to the downside on oh, well, there were no news, I guess. But this was the news regarding to UEC, so they had to delay their production by like a year. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And maybe we can have a double bottom here, but again, the downward pressure is so intense right now. And we are below that long-term golden trend line coming down here. We are below that one. So not ideal at the moment. And it has a lot of short-term daily 4-hourly momentum to overcome before we can go up, in my opinion. Maybe we have a double bottom in play here. Ah, beautiful. Boss energy. Boss energy. We are at the all-time highs here. You can see it here. There it is. Right. Pole, very large flag. Pole, tight squeeze, tight pennant flag right there. And now we are breaking out, retesting, and resumption. And now we are at the all-time highs. So let's see what happens. Again, all-time highs usually take some time to break through. I'll just leave it right there. But long-term, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. What do we have here? We have Lotus Energy in an uptrend. That was the first golden. You can see it retest, breakout retest right there. And then we came into some sort of, depending on how you want to draw it, some sort of squeeze right here. And now we are in a green uptrend. Beautiful. And yeah, now we want to take out that next golden trend line from the highs here to the pivot high here. And then that's probably where we're going. And the 30 weekly is coming up nicely. So yeah, give it some time. But when we take that one out, you will see the big moves. Until then, it could be a grind for Lotus Energy. But the long-term uptrend is in place. Nothing more to add, really. Aura Energy. Let's go like this long-term. Strange chart compared to the others. We have a major gap here, which I don't know why that happened. Anyways, we have the big inverted head and shoulders in place. There it is. And yeah, the big level to really get through is that neckline. And then obviously this resistance here coming across at roughly 0.36. We have this overall big channel in place, confirming it here again for the right shoulder. And again, if you can get above, I would assume that at some point we will visit that upper golden trend line here. Again, not today, not tomorrow, not next week. It will take some time. But again, a bit of a weird looking chart, but still there are some bullish signs to it. Again, we haven't confirmed the inverted head and shoulders yet. Again, so we cannot go full on bullish mode because we haven't taken out that neckline. So keep that in mind and wait for the confirmation. And often you get the breakthrough, the retest of the neckline. That's your entry, in my honest opinion, if you want to play it. Again, you can do it in different ways. But yeah, long term, it could look fantastic upon the breakout, but we don't know if it's going to happen. We have to wait and see, really. But yeah, let's look at our ETF that we made. You know, we made an ETF where we have equal weighting for all the miners that we have here, and this is basically nice to see. We haven't really broken out yet. You know, most of the miners has, but then again, the overall equal weighted Australian uranium sector hasn't broken out yet. So if we can get that beautiful, beautiful breakout here at some point in time, that's when you see the big stuff. Also note, we are somewhat in a bearish channel right here. So keep that in mind. You know, I'm just trying to point, you know, both the bulls and the bears. Long term, if you break that one, it's all bullish in my view, nothing bearish. Shorter term, we still need to negate that bearish channel, bear flag right here. And we need this one to hold at these lows right here. Otherwise, we could be in for some more dipping. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it wants to break down really. So yeah, until confirmation, we wait and see. Now we take this equal weighted ETF that we made and divide it by the uranium spot price to see how are they performing against the spot price itself. And again, at some point in time, this one will be a blast off missile to the upside when we get that breakout. Again, want to show you big resistance here on the golden. We have the 30 weekly coming down. So against the commodity itself, we're still in a downtrend. There's no way of saying otherwise in my view. So we should be waiting for that possible move to the upside. And that's again where it all happens if we get that move to the upside. And in these two, a good indicator that the overall uranium market in Canada will, in Australia will go higher from there. So again, very early in my view for the uranium space, both in Canada and both in the US and in Australia. That's all I had for today. Give me a comment. Do you like what you see? Should we add a ticker? Should we do something else? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Anything? As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a great week. And I hope you enjoy these uranium miners only. I get some good feedback, so I keep doing them every week. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and stay safe. Cheers.